Hi guys! Welcome back to another vlog. For this video, I just want to share something with you guys na nangyari sa akin for the past year. So matagal ko actually itong pinag-isipan if i-vlog ko ba siya, and I ended up not doing it while it was happening to me. But somehow, sinishare ko naman siya sa mga social media ko. And then, I was really contemplating if gusto ko pa rin ba siyang i-share or not. So, here we go. Kasi I decided to share it with you to inspire you to share awareness and siguro to stop negativity na rin. So, if mapapansin nyo sa ibang vlogs ko, malaki po yung tiyan ko. Because aside sa CS po ako nung nanganak ako, something happened to me on my abdominal area. I really don't know how to start, pero siguro babasahin ko na lang dito yung pinost ko dati sa FB ko. It is about a year journey of adenomyosis and endometriosis. So it started April 2023. I went to the hospital because of my severe dysmenorrhea and bleeding, but they admitted me because my hemoglobin was down to 4 to 6 units when the normal was actually 12. So ganun kababa yung dugo ko. So they did blood transfusions, and then my OB-GYN gave IV pain meds. Then I get to go home. So yung initial doctor in my mind to seek help is yung OB-GYN ko na nagpaanak sa akin sa anak ko. So even though 9 years ko na siyang hindi nakikita kasi hindi naman na ako nanganak pa ulit, siya yung nilapitan ko or siya yung una kong naisip na puntahan. Ultrasound showed 1 6 cm cyst on my left ovary, and my OB gave us options. So yung first option is injectables, which is a bit costly and will temporarily stop my cycle for 6 months. Ang nangyayari kasi guys, hindi ko na ilalabas lahat ng mens ko. They call it chocolate cyst kasi ang laman ng cyst old blood coming from my previous menstruations. So second options naman is magbe-baby daw kami ulit or magsa-second baby kami. Actually, during the pandemic, we were actually trying for a second baby but it didn't happen. And then, doon na nag-start maging irregular yung cycles ko. Pero yung dysmenorrhea, consistent talaga siya ever since bata ako. So when the OB told us to have a second baby, my husband and I decided na we're one and done. Ayaw na namin kasi baka maka-affect pa dun sa baby. After my confinement on April 2023, for the whole year, I was fine with my normal cycles and dysmenorrhea that was manageable with Midol as my pain reliever. And this is the reason why hindi na kami bumalik ulit sa OB because I was fine naman and it was manageable and tolerable. April of 2024, I was again admitted due to blood loss again and severe pain. So si OB ko, medyo pinagalitan na niya ako this time kasi we were undecided with our options. Anyway, nung last namin siyang nakita, nung 2023, she also mentioned about surgery as the final permanent treatment. Pero kasi, as much as possible, they don't want to do that. They wanted to explore other options muna. Pero the other options naman kasi will not be a permanent fix. So, parang gagastos kami and then eventually, surgery pa rin yung magiging bagsak niya. So, when I came back on April 2024 last year, ultrasound showed yung 6 cm cyst naging 12 cm na siya. And then dati, yung isa lang, naging both ovaries na. So, the left ovary has 12 cm cyst and the right ovary has a 6 cm cyst. So, my OB then referred me to another doctor. He is an OB oncologist and yes, lalaki siya. So, syempre, oncologist, medyo scary kasi it's related to cancer. So, sabi naman nung unang OB ko na don't be scared kasi it's not naman cancer. So, ang nangyari kasi, since may endometriosis na rin kasi siya, kung siya daw yung gagawa, I think she will need another doctor, which is a surgeon. So, magiging dalawa pa yung doctors ko. Kaya niya ako ni-refer. So, talagang surgery na yung sinasuggest nung unang OB ko this time. Kasi hindi niya natitreat yung pagkababa ng dugo ko and hindrance na rin siya sa quality of life ko, yung pain. Kasi medyo naging mas madalas yung pain attacks. When I met the second OB in April, I asked if pwedeng gawin in June yung surgery since may pasok pa kasi yung anak ko that time and may pending vacation pa kami. Tapos paalis din nun si hubby, going to Denmark. So, May siya aalis. So, pumayag naman siya and super bait niya talaga at sobrang galing din niya talaga. In fact, nagpa-second opinion ako sa ibang hospital and sa ibang OB. But then, they cannot do it. So, they know who my doctor is and they know na magaling yung doctor ko na OB oncologist. That's why they pushed me to proceed with the surgery with him. While I was waiting for my surgery, I was taking Visan. Visan is supposed to make the cyst smaller, but it didn't. I was taking Tramadol as my pain reliever too. So actually level up yung mga pain meds ko pero still masakit pa rin siya. And in times na super sakit talaga, I have a standby Arcoxia. So ganun katindi yung sakit niya. I also have a standby tranexamic acid para in case magkaroon ako ng mens and malakas ako mag-bleed, I can take them to lessen the bleeding since we were saving na my blood for the operation. I also religiously took Sideral as my iron supplement for my ongoing iron deficiency anemia treatment. So actually, dalawang doctors na pinupuntahan ko that time, one OB oncologist and one hematologist. So gosh guys, dun mo talaga marirealize na ayaw mong magkasakit. It's really a daunting task to go to your doctor's appointments. Come June, gusto pa sana ni Doc to save my ovaries para hindi pa ako magme-menopause. Pero for me, I was really willing to let everything go as in all of my reproductive system. Kasi pag sinave pa niya yung ovaries, it's possible pa na magkakacyst siya ulit. So, para isang hiwaan na lang, 'di ba? All the while that we've been meeting, he's very confident that it's a benign case. So after the operation, sabi naman niya na tama yung decision to remove the ovaries kasi nakadikit daw talaga yung cyst. Dun daw siya nahirapan kasi dikit-dikit kaya dikit-dikit na yung endometriosis, ganyan. So kaya naging slightly complicated yung surgery ko and my operation actually took 3 hours. So I said on my post that I was posting this for awareness kasi any girl naman can experience this. So may mga nag-message na nga sa akin na they have the same case as mine, especially yung mga nagde-dysmenorrhea talaga ever since. So it's not normal, guys. And I have regular periods as in 26 to 30 day cycle talaga ako. Pero consistent din talaga yung dysmenorrhea for the first and second day. But I can treat them with Midol if tingin ko talaga masakit before. Yung April pain incidents ko, talagang para na ako nagle-labor sa sakit na tipong gumagapang siya sa legs and back. Tapos nanginginig na rin ako kasi niniiyakan ko siya. So kaya naman ako dinadala ng husband ko sa hospital. Now, I'm just glad it's over and God is good talaga. Hindi ako yung tipo ng tao na nagsusuot ng rosary or gumagapang na nakaluhod sa simbahan, but I know how much God has done in my life and I know my faith in Him. Now guys, ikakwento ko naman yung experience ko nung surgery. So first, magpapa-clearance ka muna dun sa cardiologist and hematologist kung kakayanin ba ng heart ko yung surgery. Yung sa hema naman, sa hematologist naman, they have to check kung ilang packs of blood yung ipapa-standby for the surgery. Si cardio naman sabi niya, maayos na maayos daw yung puso ko. So syempre, magaling mag-alaga ng puso si Happy. Charot. Then, when I got the clearances I needed, pwede na kaming magpa-schedule for the surgery. So, I wanted to do it exactly on my 40th birthday sana because I wanted to give it as a gift for myself, yung maging pain-free pagtungtong ko ng 40 years old. Tapos, I cut my hair short, very short, para maging wash and wear lang siya. We also transformed our house into a studio type vibe. So yung kama namin, nilagay namin sa same floor with the kitchen and the bathroom para hindi kami or hindi ako umaakyat baba. Tapos, nung nagpa-schedule na ako, unfortunately, fully booked ang delivery room nung birthday ko. So marami ako naging ka-birthdays na mga babies. So they can only schedule me the day after my birthday. So we celebrated my birthday. Nag-take out lang kami ng pizza and pasta a day before my birthday kasi on my exact birthday, dun ako nagpa-confine kasi the following day, after my birthday, yung morning nun, dun ako nakaschedule for operation. So, actually, they upgraded us into a bigger room kasi puno talaga yung maternity ward or OB ward. On the day of operation naman, when they were preparing me sa OR room, lahat siguro nung nurses na nag-asikaso sa akin, binati ako that day. So, thank you po sa inyong lahat kasi nga 'di ba, laging tinatanong yung date of birth for verification of the patient. So, nakikita nila na birthday ko a day before. Nung na-CS ako sa anak ko, ilang beses akong nagising, pero wala naman akong naramdaman na anything or any pain. So, nagising ako nung umiyak yung anak ko, ta's nagising din ako nung pina-breastfeed siya sa akin. This time, since parang CS din siya, my surgery pala was total hysterectomy. So, this time, tulog ako the whole time. Yung last memory ko was yung pinatagilid nila ako for the anesthesia na itutusok nila sa likod ko. Yun yung last memory ko, nagising ako before the surgery. Tapos, yung panaginip ko that time was me watching my son who's watching SpongeBob. And then, ginigising na nila ako. Sabi nila, "Ma'am, tapos na po." And then, sinagot ko pa ata sila na hindi pa tapos. Kasi yung nasa isip ko, hindi pa tapos yung pinapanood ng anak ko eh. I didn't feel anything throughout the operation. In the recovery room naman, medyo gusto kong umiyak nun. Kasi in the recovery room, ang mga kasama ko, syempre yung mga nanganak. Tapos, puro iyak ng baby, yung naririnig ko. The whole time I was in the recovery room, nakapikit ako pero I was awake already. Kasi I can hear them. I can hear them crying. I can hear all the congratulations of the doctors and how I wish, 'di ba? So I was very sad when I was in the recovery room. Actually, yung healing part, yung medyo mahirap. Before kasi nung na-CS ako, mabilis akong gumaling nun eh. Siguro I have kasi my baby with me na kailangan kong alagaan agad. So this time, ang hirap and ang tagal-tagal kong gumaling. So siguro factor na rin yung age. So ayun, pag-uwi naman sa bahay, very maasikaso naman yung anak ko and syempre yung aking asawa din, natuto rin siyang magluto kasi nung na-CS ako before, mami ko yung nagluluto para sa amin. So ngayon, since wala na yung mami ko, napilitan siya talagang magluto. This operation happened nga pala after our Japan vacation. So, nung nasa Japan kami, I was still taking pain medications. Reason why hindi na rin kami masyadong gumastos sa Japan or bumili ng kung ano-ano. Kasi after Japan, we know na magpapa-surgery ako. I'm so grateful to Dr. Alvia, Dr. Famador, Dr. Santos, and yung anesthesiologist ko sa MMC. So, hindi nila ako pinabayaan. Sa asawa ko rin, super thankful talaga rin ako na hindi niya ako pinabayaan. It was actually one of the hardest, I must say, to navigate through our marriage. Kasi guys, during the CS, we have a new bundle of joy. We have a baby. So, talagang expected mo na aalagaan ka ng asawa mo eh. Pero this time, it's literally the opposite. It's ending our capacity to bear another child. So, the whole time that he was there beside me, even through the post-op operation checkups, if that was not love, then I don't know what love is. As I have mentioned in my FB post, 2024 took some of our dreams away while making some dreams come true. I badly wanted to have a baby girl. I even made baby names for a baby girl. And I was asked why hindi namin nasundan yung anak namin. And the only answer for that is we tried and God decided. And we wholeheartedly accept his decision. Now we know and we were able to understand why some things had to happen. Dati kasi bitter na bitter ako sa kasi yung baby names na I made sana for a baby girl was taken from us. Ngayon, lahat ng kinagagalit ko dun sa baby names, it was all taken away from me and si God na yung nag-alis nung hatred na yun. 'Di ba? Kasi there's no sense na magagalit pa ako dun sa baby names na nawala sa amin kasi I will not be able to use them anymore. Kahit ibigay ko pa yung third name na nabuo ulit namin kasi nakatatlong names na kami. So kahit ibigay ko pa yung third name, kanila na, parang gano'n. So, I don't have the cyst anymore and the results really came as benign. I'm pain-free. Grabe, alam mo talaga yung difference if may sakit ka. I don't know if I can still make my belly flat. I'm trying to eat and live a healthy lifestyle this time. But for me, just being alive right now and still get to be with my husband and my son is enough. Ayun lang guys, realizations, well, life is really more than any material things. God is good. No matter how much you plan your life, God has His own plans for you. And pray that you may serve your purpose well here on earth. Thankful din for another chance to be with my family longer. And yung mga petty issues, don't dwell on it. It has to happen for a reason. So kung may ibang tao na nanakit sa'yo, let them. ipasa-Diyos mo na lang and for sure lahat ng sakit na yan, aalisin yan ng Diyos sa'yo. One more thing, do not judge then. Do not judge people kasi you don't know what they were going through. So, ako ganun din ako before eh. So, judgmental din ako dati, 'di ba? Pero yun nga, nililimit na natin yun kasi alam na natin na merong mga reasons behind everything. And then finally, I will just leave you guys with a clip kasi medyo gusto ko yung explanation niya about endometriosis. So yung sa akin kasi, nauna yung adenomyosis and then nagkaroon ng endometriosis. So parang ganun. And I guess that's it for this video guys. Thanks again for watching and see you again on the next vlog.
We listen and we don't judge. You may be thinking either one of two things. Buntis si Lottie B. Or, madami siyang kinain. Or mataba siya. Pero for awareness, may iba pang mga factors na nagkakos ng bloating or paglaki ng tiyan. I was personally diagnosed with endometriosis. Endometriosis is tissue na similar sa uterine lining nyo forming outside of the uterus. So, for me personally, may thickening yung uterus ko and nagfo-form siya ng cysts inside my inside my ovaries. This also caused a lot of my anxiety in the past few months. It is itong type of disease na hindi alam ng mga doctors kung ano ang cause and wala din siyang known cure. Can it kill you? No, but a lot of women who experience it feel like they are dying because of pain. And it can also grow outside of your reproductive organs. Pwede siyang lumala at kumalat sa katawan mo. And it is also one of the leading causes of infertility in women. I didn't know that I have it if I hadn't gotten it checked. Kasi the only symptoms I had were, number one, malaki yung tummy ko and I only assumed na visceral fat siya and I thought na normal ang pain during your period. Apparently, hindi siya normal at all. Dysmenorrhea, it's not normal. At recently ko lang din yun nalaman when I got it checked kasi regular yung periods ko, normal yung days ng periods ko, pero my dysmenorrhea on the second day was it's bad na I have to take medicine for it. My doctor said hindi talaga normal ang dysmenorrhea. And I just wanted to share this kasi malapit na naman mag-holiday season and kitaan na naman and all that and magko-comment na naman tayo about when ka magkaka-baby or bakit malaki yung tiyan mo, are you pregnant or ganyan-ganyan. Please, please, please. Let's be extra sensitive and know that there are other reasons behind how women look like. And yes, I do exercise, I lift weights, pero problem ko talaga yung tummy ko. There will be days na flat siya, you will feel and see the abs. May mga ganun akong days, trust me. Pero because of endometriosis and the pills that I am taking, it just causes the bloating. God knows how anxious I feel about being infertile. And thinking that I might never have a child. So, ba't ako naiyak? Ano ba yan? Hindi, pero yun lang. Parang may ganong worry. Like, I wish, eventually I can get pregnant and that yung bloating ko isn't caused by a disease. But let's just be extra sensitive towards, commenting on women's bodies. And gusto ko rin sabihin niya sa sarili ko na I would not and would no longer look at other women the same way I used to think. Malaki lang siyan, buntis na or mataba na. No, I'm also correcting myself. Got checked out sa Kindred, sa Serendra branch, and fight for those who have endometriosis, PCOS, and anything related to women's health who are struggling with these things. I'm praying for all of us. And yun lang. Merry Christmas.